Hi warriors, welcome back to my channel. This is part 3 of my plantar fasciitis series, or yoga for plantar fasciitis rather. This one focuses on yoga for runners and walkers with plantar fasciitis. So we're going to be working on a lot of mobility, a lot of strengthening today, and you're going to need a couple of blocks and something to prop your hips up. Blanket, blocks, pillow, whatever you've got. We're going to start in a seated position on our supports, blanket block situation. In a comfortable seated position, reaching the crown of your head up towards the ceiling while you tuck your chin to your chest slightly. Bring your shoulders together and drop them down towards your waist, and bring your hands to rest on the tops of your knees or your thighs, either up or down. Close your eyes, soften your gaze, and begin to deepen your breath. Very slowly, evenly and completely, in and out through your nose. Taking note of the qualities of your breath, the temperature of the air, the depth of your breath, and where your breath travels or doesn't travel within your body. And as you begin to connect your mind and your body together through your breath, briefly scan your body through your mind's eye, taking note of any body parts you may need to honor today, acknowledging that you are the guardian of your body and your practice, and have the opportunity to opt out of any poses you see fit today. Take 2 more breaths here. And at the end of your second exhale, extend your arms long by your sides. Inhale your palms up overhead, reaching your low ribs out of your hips. And exhale your left hand to the outside of your right knee. Right hand reaches back behind you. Press down through your right fingertips and lift through the crown of your head on your inhale. And on your exhale, pull against your knee and rotate your spine. Big inhale, big lift. And on your exhale, keep a hold of your knee, release the twist, and take your right hand up and over to your left knee. Tuck your chin to your chest, reach your tailbone back into your pillow, blanket, block, support. Rounding your spine here, looking down at your belly button. And on your next inhale, rise back up. Exhale your hands long by your sides. Inhale your palms up. Exhale your right hand to the outside of your left knee. Left hand sweeps back behind. Press in down into your left fingertips to rise up through the crown of your head on your inhale. And on your exhale, pull against your left knee to rotate your spine. Big inhale, big lift. And on your exhale, keep a hold of your left knee and release your twist. And take your left hand up and over to your right knee. Tuck your chin to your chest. Press your tailbone into your block and look down at your belly button. Rounding your spine. Taking a big deep breath through the middle of your shoulder blades. And on your next inhale, come back up. Exhale, release your hands. Interlace your fingertips and take them back behind your head so your elbows are wide. Press your head into your palms and your palms into your head. Drop your shoulders out of your ears. Take an inhale from here. And on your exhale, take your right elbow down to the right side. Inhale back up to center. Exhale your left elbow down to the left side. Inhale back up to center. 2 more times each side. Exhale down to the right. Inhale. Exhale down to the left. Inhale. 1 more time each side. Right, center, and left. Back to center. Come onto your hands and knees. We'll do some cat-cow here. Since we are runners and walkers, and we presumably have plantar fasciitis or we wouldn't be here, I'm going to give you the option on your cat-cow. Sometimes, if you have a mild version of plantar fasciitis, tucking your toes like this is okay for you. And in fact, it might be good for your stretching. However, if you have even a moderate to a severe form of plantar fasciitis, I don't recommend tucking your toes in anything, but keeping the tops of your feet flat. You are gonna have to be the best judge of that though. I can't obviously do that for you. So that's why I'm gonna give you 2 options. You can do a regular cat-cow like this, which that's how we all know cat-cow. Or you can do this, where you tuck your toes and you sit your hips over your heels, kind of like a dog, right? And you're pressing into your palms. And so your cat-cow will look like this. You'll inhale, lift your chest and your tailbone, just like you would from a normal cat-cow. And on your exhale, tuck your chin, press against the heel of your hand, round your spine, push your tailbone to the back of your mat, look down at your belly button. Inhale, pull yourself through. Again, if you're in regular cat-cow, it's the same. You've just changed your hips over your heels. Tuck your chin, round your spine on your exhale. Inhale, pull through. And exhale, tuck your chin, round your spine. The reason I gave you options here is because your plantar fasciitis muscle, it doesn't really act like a muscle. it acts more of like a spring and a shock absorber. So aggressive stretching to a point does not really help and can hurt. That's why I gave you the option. All right, we're gonna head into our first downward facing dog. Just kidding. We're gonna do some child's pose rocks first. So from your tabletop, bring your big toes to touch, knees wide as your hips are wider, and send your hips to your heels. Reach your hands out, in front of your shoulders. Pull your chest down to the mat. Reach your hips over your heels. Your toes are flat. The backs of your toes or tops of your toes are flat against the mat. Now on your inhale, I want you to pull yourself through a tabletop. Exhale, your feet separate slightly. Squeeze your glutes, press your hips down, opening up the hip flexors. Careful not to dump in your shoulders. We don't want to be here. We want to press down to come up. Exhale, back to child's pose. When we run and walk a lot, our hip flexors tend to get tight, tend to get overused. Inhale, pull yourself up through tabletop, separate your toes. Exhale, squeeze your glutes, press your hips forward and down. Inhale, come back up. And exhale, hips over heels. One more time. Inhale, rise up through tabletop, separate your toes. Exhale, press your hips forward and down. Should be feeling a little bit more movement here. Might be a little easier to do it at this point. And exhale your hips over your heels for a child's pose. Now you can inhale, rise up through tabletop. Exhale your hands in front of your shoulders. Tuck your toes and send your hips high into your first downward facing dog. So obviously, downward facing dog can be pretty problematic if you have a severe form of plantar fasciitis. If you are one of those girlies or boyies, walk your feet in about 6 inches. Keep your knees bent and rest your chest on the tops of your thighs. If this is still too intense for you, that is perfectly okay. That's what you have the blanket or the pillow for. And you can put it underneath your heels, rest your chest on the tops of your thighs, and now you're enjoying all of the wonderful things about downward facing dog we love. The chest opening, the spinal decompression, and your heels and your calves aren't screaming at you to get out of downward facing dog. Yay. Okay. So, if you are a mild to moderate girly, please know that if you are not a girly, I'm going to always call you a girly. Okay, you're in a downward facing dog. Again, this could be pretty intense, but we're going to do some mobility work here. So, rotate your biceps away from your face. Lift your tailbone up toward the back of your head. Pedal out your feet. Drop one heel down as gently as you can, and then the next. Moving slow here. With control. With intention. Now bring both of your heels down, but even. They might not touch, that's fine. We're going to work on some calf mobility here. So on your inhale, I want you to rise up onto your toes. So just like what we were doing, but now we're going to do it both heels lift at the same time and both heels drop down at the same time. 2 more times. Inhale, lift. You can still be doing this if you're in the modified version of the downward facing dog that I just showed you. Your lift just won't be as dramatic, and that's okay. You'll get there, right? Exhale, Drop your heels down. Inhale your gaze up in between your hands. Exhale, bend your knees, and take 2 big steps to the top of your mat. Forward fold. We're going to keep our feet parallel. Big bend in our knees so that our hands come down to the mat. And if you're still struggling to get to the mat, that's okay. Grab your blocks and put your hands on top of your blocks. Big bend in your knees so that your chest is resting on the tops of your thighs. And on your inhale, I want you to press down on your palms, lift your chest, and see if you can straighten your legs anymore. If not, hang tight with that soft micro bend. From here, pull your belly in, support your low spine, and I want you to rise up on your toes. Lift your heels gently and set them down. Slow and controlled. 2 more times here. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, drop your heels down. Shift your weight into your right foot and step your left foot back behind you in a low lunge. Again, I'm going to do the toe tuck thing again. I'm going to tuck my toe. If you have mild to moderate and this doesn't bother you, then you can also tuck your toe. It might benefit you. If it hurts or you have severe, I want you to untuck your toes and let the top of your foot rest on the mat, okay? You're in a low lunge. I want you to have blocks. You can also rest your hands on your knee. I would really you have blocks for this because we're gonna get crazy. It's not crazy. Press your hips forward and down, opening up those hip flexors. Maybe you move a little bit in the pose. That's fine. And the reason I wanted you to have blocks, I'm going to move this one so you can see, is we're going to do some drills on our toes here. So on your next inhale, lift your heel off the mat, as much or as little as you can. And exhale, slow with control, lower it down. You see the theme here? Slow and control. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower down. Last time, inhale to lift. And exhale, set it down. Grab, you probably have both blocks. I did not. Inhale from here, and on your exhale, I want you to send your hips back over your left heel for Ardha Hanumasana or half split. And I want you to keep a bend in your right knee. Flex your foot, reach your toes up or back towards your face, whatever you can manage. The foot likes strength and support more than it being yanked on, right? So if you feel sharp pulling in the heel, ease out, right? So come, bring your hips forward, bend your knee a little more. That tissue, your plantar fasciitis tissue, prefers gradual loading instead of like, I don't know, being hit in the face with pain. Go figure. Inhale, come through, push your hips forward and down. Low lunge. Exhale, hips over heel, bend in the knee, flex the foot. Inhale, come through. And then on your exhale, send your hips over your heel. Last time, keep the bend in the knee, toes reach up or back. And then inhale, come through. Take your blocks to the top of your mat. You might need them. Plant your palms. Go ahead and bring your pillow or your blanket up there with you too. Plant your palms, come up off your left knee, and step your left foot up to meet your right foot. But I want you to take your feet to the wide edges of your mat. So it's a wide-ish forward fold. I'm going to turn to this side so you can see. Okay, so you're in a wide-ish forward fold. You've got a pretty good bend in your knees, and I want you to grab your blanket, pillow, block situation and put it underneath your heels. And when you do that, you might find that your toes point out to the corners. That's perfectly okay, right? From here, maybe you need blocks because, man, that ground is so far away sometimes. Grab your blocks, lift your tailbone on your inhale, and on your exhale, I want you to take your heels, I want you to take your hips down over your heels for malasana or yogi squat with supported heels. You might find that you can only go down this far. That's fine, right? Inhale, lift your hips high, straighten your legs. Exhale, bend your knees, take them to the wide corners of your mat, take your hips down as far as you can. Inhale, rise back up, hips high, straighten your legs as much as you can. Last time, exhale, sit your hips down over your heels. Inhale, lift your hips, straighten your legs. And on your exhale, walk your toes in. So walk your feet in underneath your hips. You can come up off your blanket or support. So you're now in a feet parallel, hip distance apart, regular old-fashioned forward fold. Tuck your chin to your chest, bend your knees, and tuck your tailbone. Roll up one vertebrae at a time. Nice and slow. Inhale your palms up overhead. And exhale your hands down by your side. Shift your weight into your right foot. We're coming into tree pose. So shift your weight into your right foot. Bring your left foot to your version. So you've got a kickstand option. You can put your foot on your calf. You can put your foot all the way up to your inner thigh. You may not, young lady, put your foot on your knee. Okay? So, tree pose, we know it, we love it. If you've been with me before, we've definitely been here before. Find what works best for you in your tree pose. We have work to do, so get there. Same thing that we always do in tree pose. Squeeze your glutes, take your knee back behind you, hands in prayer. Find your balance, find your breath. Now, I want you to imagine, or in your mind's eye, draw the ball of your foot, your standing foot, and your heel toward each other without scrunching your toes. When you do that, you'll see or you'll feel your arch lift or a little bit more supported. That means that the tissue, the muscle fascia, is doing what it needs to do. It is being supported by the rest of the foot, and so it's not having to do all of the work now, right? So just keep thinking of that. Lifting from your inner arch, pulling your ball of your foot and your heel together without scrunching your toes. Big inhale. Lift your arms up overhead. And exhale, step out, hands come down by your side. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, sit your hips over your heels for chair pose. Pull your belly in towards your spine so you take that curve out of your low spine. We're going to keep our hands in prayer here as well. Sit your hips down. Keep your knees parallel like train tracks. We don't want them crashing in or out. And on your inhale, gently lift your heels off the mat. Exhale, set them down. Ooh, inhale, lift. Nice and controlled. Exhale, down. One more time. Inhale to lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, stand up. Exhale, hinge forward, bend your knees, plant your palms, and step back into a downward facing dog. Inhale your gaze in between your hands, and on your exhale, step your left foot up to the top of your mat. Keep your right foot back there, and set your right knee down on the mat. Again, your option is you can keep your toes tucked or untucked. It entirely depends on what your body is telling you, right? If it hurts, don't do it. Okay, grab your blocks, hands on your blocks, and I'm going to move this one so you guys can see. Press your hips forward and down, opening up the front of your hips, thighs. Now we're going to do those heel lifts. So on your inhale, lift your heel nice and slow. And exhale, set it back down. 2 more times. Inhale to lift. And exhale, set it down. Last time. Inhale to lift. And exhale, set your heel back down. Take a hold of both blocks. Inhale from here, and on your exhale, send your hips back over your right heel for Ardha Hanumasana, half split, keeping a nice big bend in your left knee. Strong flex in your foot, toes reach up or back towards your nose, whatever you're capable of, okay? You're capable of anything, wherever your body is telling you it's at today. There we go. Take a big inhale. Exhale, pull yourself through, low lunge. Inhale. Exhale, hips over heels, half split. Take a big inhale, flow through. And exhale. Take your hips over your heel. Last time here. Keep a proud chest. Try not to slouch. Tits up. Take a big inhale. Exhale, pull through. Take your blocks to the top of your mat. Walk your left foot off to the left edge. Come on your right toes, and you're going to step your right foot up to meet your left to the edges of your mat and grab your pillow or blanket situation. Bring your heels onto the edges of your pillow or blanket. Bring the ground up to you if you need to. Lift your chest, take an inhale from here, and on your exhale, send your hips over your heels as much as you can. Opening up your hips. Inhale, stand tall, tailbone lifts, legs straighten. Exhale, take your hips down. Inhale, lift your hips. Last time, exhale, take your hips down. Inhale, lift your hips. Walk your feet in and remove your pillow or blanket. You can keep your blocks down in front. Bend your knees, tuck your chin in your chest, roll all the way up to a standing position. We're going for tree on this side. Inhale your hands up overhead. And exhale your hands down by your side. Shift your weight into your left foot. So your right foot is going to be kickstanding, calving, or thighing, not kneeing. Okay? So I'm going to stand to the side so maybe you can see the subtle difference. I doubt it, but you should be able to feel it. Okay, weights in our left foot. We're assuming our tree pose on our right side, opening our hips, squeezing the glutes, pressing them forward, all the normal tree pose, hip opening stuff. We're just adding a plantar fasciitis component to it. So, stand nice and tall out of your hip. Hands are in prayer pose. We're not going to worry about our arms when we're worried about our feet, right? Nice and tall. Find your tree, find your balance here, find your breath. Now ground down through your big toe mound. Bring your big toe mound and the heel of your foot together. So bring the ball of your foot down and the heel of your foot forward without scrunching your toes. Feel your arch support, feel it lift. And that's because we're making the muscles of the feet support the arches of our foot. We're not making the fascia work so hard. Okay? Think of lifting from the center of your arch. Inhale, reach your arms overhead. And on your exhale, step out of tree, hands come down by your side. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, send your hips over your heels, chair pose, same thing. Pull your belly in, take the curve out of your spine, and bring your hands to prayer pose. We're going to lift our heels in chair 3 more times. Lift. Use your core here. Very slowly lower all the way down. Slow and controlled. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, stand up nice and tall. Exhale, forward fold, dive down. Big bend in your knees. Go ahead and take your hips all the way down to the mat. We are coming to sit at the center. You are going to want to keep a block nearby, possibly. Okay. Lower all the way down onto your back. Keep the soles of your feet on the mat and walk your heels in close to your hips. Hands are down by your side, shoulders are relaxed down towards your hips, and you're going to inhale and come up on to your tippy toes. And I know what you're thinking, like, we've done so many heel lifts. Slow heel lifts are one of the best ways to build resilience in your feet. So there's a reason. All right, you're on your toes here. Now I want you to lift your hips. We're going to do bridge ups with lifted heels. So on your inhale, curl your tailbone and your spine off the mat. Squeeze your glutes, lift your hips high. When you squeeze your glutes, keep your knees in line with your hips. Don't let them splay out like that, okay? Exhale, lower all the way down. You're still on your toes here. The only thing that's moving is your hips. Inhale, rise up, peel your tailbone, lower spine off the mat. Exhale, lower all the way down. One more time. Inhale, rise up, lift your hips. Squeeze your glutes, hold your hips high here. Now we're going to do some heel lifts. On your exhale, very slowly drop your heels down to the mat. Inhale, rise up onto your toes. Your hips are still lifted from here. Exhale, slowly drop your heels down. Inhale, lift. Last time, exhale, lower your heels all the way down. Inhale, come up onto your toes. Exhale, lower your heels down, lower your hips down, and hug your knees into your chest one at a time. Rock side to side, rolling your lumbar spine or your low spine, low back out on the mat. And on your next exhale, take your left leg long, or you can bend your left knee and put your foot on the mat. It's up to you. You might decide to change your mind once you get there. We're going into half happy baby. So grab the outer arch of your right foot, ankle, calf, back of the knee. Pull your right knee down to the right side of your torso. And again, now that you're here, maybe you want to keep your leg flat. Maybe you want to bend it. Find what works best for you, what feels good. And again, in half happy baby, you can do the same thing. You can play around. Extend your leg. Reach your heel out. Bring it back. Rock side to side. Choose your own adventure here. And give yourself a couple more breaths. And on your exhale, pull your right knee into your chest, pass it to your left hand, pull it over to the left side while your right arm and right shoulder reaches down toward the mat. So, spinal twist. Big, deep breaths here. Take a big inhale. Exhale, make your way back to center. Hug your knee into your chest and switch sides. So take your right leg long this time. And your left knee, hugs into your chest. Reach for anywhere along this outer left leg for your version of happy baby on the left side. Pull your left knee down to the outside of your the left side of your torso. That's what I was trying to say. And again, you can decide to keep this leg long or bend your knee, your choice, but this is a choose your own adventure. Rock side to side, straighten the leg. Find what feels good here. Keep breathing. Couple more breaths. And on your exhale, bring your left knee into the chest, pass it off to your right hand and pull it over to the right side. Left shoulder reaches down towards your mat, spinal twist. And on your next inhale, come back to center. Exhale, hug both knees into your chest. Give them a big squeeze. Reach up, give the knees a big hug. Shoulders lift off the mat. And exhale, lower back down to the mat. Bring the soles of the feet to touch and return the soles of the feet to your mat. Reclined bound angle. Couple breaths here. And on your next exhale, extend your right leg long to the right corner, top corner of your mat. Feet splay out. Extend your left leg long to the top left corner. Feet splay out. Pick your head up and tuck your chin slightly and set it back down. Lift your chest and bring your shoulders together and drop them down towards your waist and set it back down. Soften your eyes or close them all together. Release any tension in the face, throat, jaw. Feel your hips and heels heavy on the mat. And surrender your breath as you enjoy these last few moments in Shavasana. When you're ready, begin to deepen your breath. Wiggle your fingers and toes and roll out your wrists and ankles. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Keep your legs straight, bring your heels to touch. And on your exhale, hug your knees into your chest one at a time. Rocking side to side. And when you're ready, make your way to a comfortable seated position, where we'll take one final breath together. Reach the crown of your head up towards the ceiling and tuck your chin slightly to your chest. Bring your shoulders together and down towards your waist and extend your arms long by your sides. Inhale your palms up overhead to touch. Exhale, lower them down to the center of your chest and bow your head to your open heart. Thank you for sharing your practices with me today. Be in a state of gratitude for all of the amazing things that our bodies do for us every day, and that we were able to do for our bodies during this practice. The light in me honors the light in each of you. Namaste. Thanks for joining me today. Don't forget to smash that like button. Bye. Oh, and smash that subscribe button too. Thanks. Mwah.